We're back down at the beach on a blustery 37 degrees. The water temperature is below 55. We had a thermometer in there, but we didn't leave it in long enough to verify the actual temperature. So we're absolutely insane, but we're doing this for everybody because there are concerns of the leaking, and so the goal is to blow up a couple of the rafts, put our sit pads in there, and hopefully float around for half an hour without falling in or losing so much air that we sink, because it's about a mile walk back to the house and hypothermia set in by then.
Go.
So we've learned quite a bit about these since the last time we were on this beach trying to blow them up and making fools of ourselves. So hopefully it'll go much easier this time. Maybe. I think it's easier when you're in a controlled environment and you don't have an uneven beach. So still more practice obviously to be had. So based on the video, making sure that we have nice tight edges there, and each time around I'm just making sure I'm keeping it flat and smooth. For the sake of the fold, I'm sacrificing quickness of inflation just for this test especially. So I will have a few breaths there to put in, but okay. Seems like a fairly decent seal. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a same water test I was doing in the bathtub. I've got some other footage I'll add in to show you what it looked like when I had it with a pretty solid. It stayed full for several hours. 24 hours later it was more inflated than it was just now when I was blowing it up. So we'll do a water test now and see if it's leaking at all. So you're gonna try and get right in here along these edges here. Hopefully I can submerge this enough. So you see that little bit of leaking to the right of my hand? But that's about how it was in the bathtub as well. I think I might have had a little bit better of a seal in the bathtub. You can see that's just putting it under the water, not putting any pressure on anything. It's coming out pretty good. We're actually out in the water now. And I'm not sure how well I'm going to be able to paddle with one hand. That water is really cold. It is 3:08 now. And at the risk of not wanting to ruin my phone or hit these trees, we'll come back after some time and give you an update. And we've been on the water for about 10 minutes now, roughly.
Oh shit, I'm in an eddy.
Watch your language.
Sorry.
This is YouTube.
What?
This is YouTube.
I'm sorry.
Seems to be holding up pretty well. Might have lost a little bit of air, but not much. Again, it's 37 degrees outside with the water somewhere around that temperature most likely. So any loss we could have is because of that maybe. We're gonna keep going for 10 more minutes. We'll have an update, and then 10 more minutes. The goal is 30 minutes without a breath of air, and still remaining stable and floating. Update to follow. We've now been out 24 minutes. Still no problems. This is the back of Christy's boat. See some bubbles coming out. No, that's not gas.
Thank you for clarifying that.
Mine is doing a similar type of thing, but half an hour almost. You can see both of them are still floating without any problems. We're going to go upstream a little bit longer, turn around and head back. Probably end up being a total of 40 minutes in the boat. No refills at all. Other than being cold, it's a beautiful day. Alright, we've reached 30 minutes out on the boats. There's been some loss for sure. I mean, I'm not saying that it's as full as it was when we started, by any means. I'm still 100% confident that I'm in no means of anywhere near close to going under. Based on the air loss that we've had and, you know, the temperature changes and everything, I don't see any problem with us staying another half an hour, other than it's just cold. But I definitely could say, without a doubt, that 1 hour without filling it up would be no problem at all. You can see, I don't know if you can or not, but it's pretty much as full as when we started. Give or take some. I mean, for everybody that has concerns about the boat, based on my experience and my sister's experience in these two boats that we have, rolling it the way that was discussed on the other video, traveling in these for an hour, and fairly fast moving current. This isn't a slow river by any means right now. We've had a lot of rain. 100% they perform exactly as they were expected to perform. I would not be concerned about the leaking air, using it in the capacity that it was meant to be used in, by any means. If you are thinking that this is going to be something that you can blow up, inflate, and spend 8 hours on the water without having to stop to reinflate it, you know, with a few breaths, then this is not what you're looking for. There's other things that are designed for that. For us, we're planning on using these to go on hikes and, you know, kind of play around in some mountain lakes or whatever when we get to where we're going. That kind of a thing. Maybe crossing the river on a trail like this. So these are exactly what we're looking for. What you're looking for might not be the same thing, but I still believe it's a good company. I'm still not affiliated with them in any way whatsoever. So just want to make sure that that's very clear. I don't know. I think that we got what we were looking for. As we said in the first video, it's a little bit heavier than we thought. They addressed that just as, you know, being more structurally sound. So it leaks a little bit of air, yes, but it was never designed to be some of the other boats that are out there that are similar styles. It has its particular niche, and I think it does a great job at it. Okay, so 42 minutes on the water total. This is just air pillow that we use in the hammocks because of the oars. A little bit of water in here. It's, as I said, cold. But this worked great. Kept me completely off of the bottom. So I didn't feel anything as far as the water goes. Feet up against there. My whole bottom stayed dry. We did have web gloves, but it was way too cold for that. My sister had the sit pad. Where the sit pad was, it kept her warm, but it was not keeping the rest of her off of the ground, so her whole legs absorbed all the water, and she's cold. So you can see all that water that was in mine is not in hers.
Because it's in my jeans.
And I'm gonna go ahead and take the camera. So after 40 minutes, we haven't blown anything up. You saw the test before. I mean, it's clearly gone down some. We'll give it I'll blow it back to the original state it was 40 minutes ago.
Ooh.
2.5 breaths. Seal stayed pretty good. As in the last video, keep your face away from that. And mine, I believe I did not seal as well. No, it's still pretty close. Let's see. Three breaths. So, pretty close. I did roll hers up a little bit higher than I rolled mine. Probably one more roll. So, we're going to pack them down and head back to the house. Thanks for watching.